How is everybody doing today? My name is Brian, and I'm trying a little something new, so hopefully it works out. I'm doing the Facebook Live, but I'm going to try showing you my screen as well. So I'm actually doing a screen share, and then I've got something else going so I can kind of switch it around. So anyways, just wanted to kind of go over one of my more recent trades that I just recently took. It's super easy. Grant, how's it going, buddy? I'm going to see how this goes, so hopefully it goes okay. But let me see. I've got probably way too many screens going on, so we'll see how this works. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is this is actually the currency pair Euro JPY. The time frame that I'm looking at here currently is the weekly. So I actually did a video about this not too long ago, right? Just looking at a chart with no indicators on it, and just kind of drawing out your support and your resistance, right? Your support's your floor, your resistance is your ceiling, right? So just finding some areas, and sometimes you can find where the ceiling meets the floor meets the ceiling, and vice versa. And when you find points like that, they're pretty good, they're pretty strong. But something to remember here as well, as I go from the different time frames, right, to anybody new in the Forex, right, it's the same chart. All I'm really doing is zooming in, right? So this, looking at the weekly, can really give you a good idea, drawing out your support and resistance, especially when you see the long wick going to it. Those usually give you a good indicator that price has shown a lot of respect for that area in the past, right? There's definitely no guarantees in the future, but it's something really good to look at. So so I'll go ahead and I'll start with the weekly, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop down to the daily, right? And so what I noticed here, you can see, is that so this green line is a weekly line, right? But then I had a trend. This was, a very strong uptrend here on the daily, and you can see that it really started to make a move right here. And I guess I wanted to show this as well, actually. So on the weekly, you can see, right, it came up to this point, turned around, came down, and made a very strong turnaround, okay? Now, most likely it's you can tell from looking all the way back here, which is, May of, somewhere around May of 2016, okay? This thing has basically been trending up. But what you got to keep in mind is the numbers over here. If you watch, it goes from 135 to 132.50 and 130. I mean, this is literally thousands of pips that this is moving. So this is more so for the setting your resistance level, but this is not really typically anything where, I mean, it can give you an idea where to put a stop loss, but like you can make a bunch of money in just the tail, just the ends of one of these candles, the wick as they would call it. So you got to keep that in mind too, that you're typically not going to get a move from here all the way down there. If you do, you're doing very, very well. But this gives me an idea. Overall, this is doing an uptrend, but it looks like right here, it had a bunch of, it was going up several weeks. Every one of these candles represents a week. And then it started to, so right here, it looks like this may kind of be where it's doing a retracement, right? Where it's going to retrace down a little bit before going back up. And if it retraces down a little bit on the weekly, that's a lot. That can end up turning into a lot. So you can kind of see that on the daily a little bit better, just that little move. And I'm actually going to go down here on the, I've got this on the 30-minute. So on the 30-minute, what I did is I actually had, let's see if I can shrink this up a little bit for you. What I did, it can be very simple, very easy, right? trading. You learn a couple fundamental principles and you apply them, and you know, it can essentially set you free. So right here, this is a basic trend line, and I got to get my magnet off. And so right here, I'm just connecting these bottoms, and you know, so for the most part, they're all right here. You can see, right? So that's a pretty good trend line. It's been respected for a pretty significant period of time. And, you know, so what you can basically see here is all of a sudden, right, price started to cross over the trend line. And now the thing is you don't want to go ahead and just jump into a trade because it just, you know, it came over. You know, sometimes on these you're going to see a little bit of that here. If you try to catch, you know, all of these, you know, you're always going to see maybe a few come over. So what you're really looking for is a large move, right? So when it makes a move like this, that is a significant, what we call a trend break, okay? So then when that takes place, right, then at this point, you're looking for, all right, what it's typically going to do now is it's going to retrace, right? So once it retraces and then it starts to come back down, you're going to want to get in. Now, this, you can use what's called Fibonacci to kind of get an idea of where the retrace is going to take place. And so a lot of times a very popular number with Fibonacci, a very basic popular number, is 61.8, which is what I was really looking at here. And it actually, you can see, so you take the most recent high and the most recent low, and where is it retracing at, right? Majority of the time, you're going to be right there between 50 and 61.8. What happened is it went a little bit above. Another thing that also can help as well, though, is sometimes some moving averages. So I've got some moving averages here, and you know, price also often will respect these moving averages. So that can also be kind of a second confirmation. So even though it went over 61.8, then I noticed that price was respecting this moving average, right? And so at that point, you know, you basically can put your stop loss on one side and put your order in, and it's a good time to get in. And so you can see that price has significantly gone down since then, and could potentially still go down quite a bit more. The other thing is you're always going to see, as you look at these charts, you're going to start seeing patterns, right? So this is kind of a head and shoulders, right? You've got your shoulders, you know, right here, and you got the head, or you know, and you can see how a lot of these patterns continue to replicate themselves. So if you're looking to see what's going to happen with the price action, you know, you can almost look, well, what happened over here on the other side, you know, because you're going to continue to have these ups and downs, but you can see how far this trended up, and you can use that to get an idea of where this is going to go down. And then there's also a number of systems that you can use as well to continue to keep an eye on your trades. And let me see. Now I don't know where I'm at. Let me see if I can get this out of here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There we go. So you can continue to there's a various number of ways that you can follow your trades safely with stops and stay in them. So once you get in them, there's a number of strategies to stay in them. But again, I guess the point of my video is just how easy it can be to make money trading just once you learn some basic fundamental principles. So, hey, Jeff, how's it going? Let's see, you guys all had to join. That's kind of cool. Okay. So, anyways, that's all I've got. Does anybody have any questions? Feel free. Looks like I got some people on here, so feel free to throw something out there, I guess. How's it going, Jeff? Simon, what's going on, man? But anyways, that's my video for today. So just wanted to kind of share that. Anybody that is interested in getting out and trading, you know, it's easy. And again, I'm offering, you know, here in you know, I'm here in Myrtle Beach, but as well, you could live anywhere, and it's really easy to, you know, I guess my point is the company that I'm with, we've got a number of videos that really, if you just focus in on the basics and study those, you'd be surprised what you can do to just get up and going and be successful. So that's it. I'm rambling. Take care. Bye.